Welcome back to the house next door.
Where real estate meets reality.
I'm Anthony Harris.
And I'm Barbara Giglio. And here we are in our studio again. And
awesome.
we're in a comedy club, so let's talk about that.
So are we just going to keep doing jokes every episode?
Yeah,
is that a new thing?
Because we're in a comedy club.
And they have to be cheesy.
Well, yeah, I guess so. I don't think the comedians who come here are cheesy.
No, but we are.
We are. But I feel like it's an homage to them letting us use their space because I don't think there's any other realtors that are doing a podcast. So it's all comedians. So we have to give like a little shout out to the comedians with cheesy jokes.
Or they'll just roll their eyes and look the other way.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
This is our stand-up moment, folks. Hang tight. Here we go. me.
These poor people in their car. Why did the buyer bring a flashlight to the showing?
You actually told me the answer and I forgot.
Because in this market, they need to look for hidden value.
That's good. That is so good.
So,
but I'm really excited to be in here. It's called The Creek in the Cave. If anybody, I've been here before.
I haven't. We need to come to a comedy show.
I have been here before. My friends who are in the comedy, like they go to all the things and they know all the comedians. I don't even know. And like,
you know me.
I guess his name is Theo Vaughn. He's pretty like famous. Did I say that right? Theo Vaughn? Yeah. So he just dropped in. Okay. While somebody else was doing a set that I can't remember their name. But and everybody flipped out. Everyone was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, what? What's happening? I have no idea. And I'm like, and he was a big name and I just didn't know who he was. And so he was funny. He was so funny. I was like, oh, that's really cool. Yeah. But I didn't fully appreciate it as much as the people around me because I just didn't know. Yeah. And then I went home and I told my son, I said, I think his name was Theo Vaughn. He's like, Mom! So, like, how did you not know who that was? And I'm like, because I only watch Bravo. And I only listen to dead people. So there's my pop culture.
$1 million listing.
Now, had like one of the housewives gone up on that stage, I would have been like, oh my gosh. And then everybody else would have been like, oh, who's that?
And you'd be like, it's whoever. I was trying to come up with one of their names. You don't know. Myra? Is that the one on the Traders? From Dubai?
That's not really reality TV. Oh. I'm talking the Housewives franchise, Summer House, The Valley, Ladies of London, The New Reign. Let's see, what else do we have? Southern Charm. Oh. So, yeah, I'm in it.
You told me I need to watch Southern Charm.
No, you need to watch The Ladies of London, The New Reign. Okay. And I follow them. Like, I follow the gossip on social media. Like, I'm a junkie for reality TV. It's how I unwind. It's like, so I read, and, the books I read, I try to read, kind of informative books, and then I'll have like a little fun, cozy romance novel that I read. So I try to like balance being smart with just rotting my brain out. And so Bravo is like me rotting my brain out. Like I have a hard day, I'll pour a glass of wine and I'm like, somehow this drama is soothing to me.
Them screaming at each other and throwing their champagne just brings you joy.
It's balm to my soul.
Because
I have
you always
no
could
idea.
Say it could be worse.
It could be worse. And my husband, he'll
living
look at
in a multi-million-dollar mansion.
He's like, how can you even watch this? It makes my skin crawl. It's so irritating. And I'm like, it's like so relaxing. It's so relaxing.
So here's the problem.
Yeah. But I think it makes me more prone to fight with him, like about drama stuff, because sometimes I'm like, ooh, I want a little drama.
Well,
you looked at me weird. You still love your ex-wife, right? Dun, 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 dun.
So I've attempted to learn the piano.
Right now? Like you're learning now?
Last week I was at my friend's house and they have a little piano. Oh. And so there's this app that you can get, and it gives you like where you play with it, and it'll tell you if you're right or wrong on the notes. So I could go learn dun 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 dun.
You could. So are you honestly? I know we got to get to our episode, but I need to know this. Are you going to learn how to play the piano? I think you should.
We'll find out. Stay tuned.
Do you know what I want to learn how to play?
Beethoven.
No.
He's dead.
No, I want to learn how to play the Renaissance recorder.
Oh.
Like it's a real thing. I want to sit on my patio because I have
your poor neighbors are 10 acres away.
I live on 5 acres and we've got all the deer and turkey.
You would scare them away. They'd commit suicide.
No, and I'm going to sit there with my Renaissance recorder and be like, I just like be in that moment. I think that's cool. And then
I'm supportive.
Okay.
Where are you going to find this recorder?
You can get them on Amazon.
Oh, well, you get your corn on Amazon.
Yeah, my husband is not supportive of this. He's like, great.
when he gets mad at you, you just play it.
Okay, let's get to our episode, shall we?
I guess.
Although I think the Renaissance recorder is more fun. No, okay, this is a good episode because it's kind of about, we're making some bold statements and then we're going to talk about whether or not.
Fight about them.
Like this. Okay, so real estate hot takes. Agree with me or fight me on this.
Fight. I always say violence is the answer.
Oh, you do. He's so violent, our young Anthony. It's why I can be my worst self with you.
We embrace it.
So I'm going to just kind of drop some bold statements. We may or may not agree with them. And our listeners may or may not agree with them, but let's just talk about them.
Yeah.
And so, okay.
Let's start some drama.
There are things. This is our Bravo. This is our Bravo episode. Okay. First hot take. Open houses don't sell homes. They just generate leads for agents. Okay.
I disagree.
You disagree? Tell me why.
I don't
fight me on this.
I will.
Okay.
I don't love them. First off.
Well, he didn't have to say it that strongly.
You said bold statements.
This is true. This is true.
But I think that the more people that come through your house, the more likely of them talking about it, taking pictures of it, sharing it, that might hit that end buyer.
Okay. So just more eyes on it.
I don't think it really sells the house itself, but it gets publicity for the house.
Yeah. So don't you think that serious agent or serious buyers already have agents and they're just going to come see it with their agent?
Yes. But I think it's those homes that they don't realize that they'll like.
Yeah.
So,
you
know how many people are bored on a Sunday and go on Zillow and figure out what open houses there are and just go to them?
Absolutely.
Yep.
So I'm acting like I don't like open houses, but they sell houses. They absolutely sell houses. It's sold. Most of my listings have sold from an open house. And in fact, my last listing that just closed was sold from the open house. And the buyers were coming through. It was a Sunday. They didn't want to bother their agent. And they weren't even really ready to buy. They knew they were going to buy. They were going to buy in a couple of months. But they were like, let's just go see. They fell in love. They figured out that they didn't need to buy they didn't need to sell to buy, and they put an offer in. Awesome. And had I not had that open house for that day, they would not have come out.
And this is a little selfish of me, but I want to be the one that sells the house, because I can talk a whole lot better about my listing than a buyer's agent.
Yeah, we're selling the listing because that is true. When you have somebody host your own open house for you, like you're the listing agent, but you have agents that'll say, hey, I'll host the open house for you. I'll give you feedback. I'll really try to sell the house for you. What they're really doing is trying to generate leads. They're trying to get other people in the neighborhood who may want to list their house. Unrepresented buyers who may not want to buy this house, but will want to buy another house.
Or buy that house.
Or maybe buy that house. But they're not selling the house as hard as you're going to sell it. You're standing in there and you work for your seller.
And I like to be able to know the feedback, especially the first day on market, is I'm getting to hear from real buyers what their thoughts are.
Absolutely. So and you can see it on their faces too, how they're reacting to the smells and to the rooms and all that. So I think I don't love them. I don't love them because sometimes you get there and, nobody shows up, but you get work done.
I still love the one that we did together.
Yeah, that was fun. Nobody showed up, but we had so much fun.
It was the derby, horse derby.
It was like this weekend. Oh. It's the anniversary of the open house we did together.
And the dog ran out the front door.
That is the last open house we did together, period.
And we had champagne.
And we were on camera. My client was watching us the whole time.
Comedy. So we're comedians. Bravo! The camera follows us now.
Oh, yeah. That was our reality show. Katie watching us on her camera.
Hey, Katie's a good Bravo name.
She is. So, so I do feel like they are very effective. I don't love them. I do like them more now that we're not really allowed to put open house signs out because
When I told Barbara this, it made her whole life.
Oh, I know, because I hate signs. I put them in. I'm all sweaty. I'm all upset.
You're running late to the house. Yes. There's someone waiting at the front door as you jingle your keys.
And when you're trying to put signs in the ground when it's
105 degrees
and it hasn't rained in 48 million years,
and you're taking your sledgehammer.
Yes, no. So I was really, really happy when that whole and people still put signs out and it's no big deal, but I lean hard into it. I tell my sellers, I'm like, no, it's illegal and we're going to follow the rules.
And
truthfully,
ethical realtors.
Truthfully, it has not affected my traffic at all because everybody finds it online. Yeah. So I've had wonderful open houses without having to put those horrible signs up. And so do you think there's a difference in a luxury home open house versus having them for entry-level homes?
Yes, 100%.
So I don't always do them for my luxury homes.
Yeah.
Because
those people are going to be...
It's people who want to see a luxury home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And usually luxury home buyers are not, they have their agent. They're not really doing it on a whim. It's a more intentional buyer.
And one of my best open houses was at a luxury home, though.
Yeah, I remember you said that.
And I felt like most of them were qualified. There were a few that were probably not qualified, but most of them were, and it was such a good experience.
Well, that's good.
But it's not common.
It's not. I had one for my luxury listing in Round Rock, which sounds funny. Oh, there's a luxury property in Round Rock, but there is.
There is, yeah.
And it was a lot of neighbors. It was a lot of people wanting to just see the house. Mm-hmm. Oh, I love this house. Oh, it's not my budget. It's not my budget. I think we got one person who is actually qualified to buy the house. So it just depends. That's something you have to gauge.
And it depends on market, too.
Yeah. It's something you have to gauge. Yeah. You have to gauge it. But entry-level home all day long because these are the people who are like, well, maybe we can afford a house. Yep. The masses. Oh, my gosh. Look at you being an elitist. Oh, it's the others who are going through the home.
No, I did not.
Well, I was going to say it's for people who might be on the fence about if they can afford a home or not. And then they see and then they go, well, let's talk to a realtor. And, oh, hey, look, we can do it. I can
actually afford it.
But they weren't ready to call a realtor to look at a house yet. So it's a great opportunity. Oh, the masses. Okay. Second hot take, Anthony. Staging. Okay. We have strong opinions about staging. Staging is overrated. Just use virtual staging.
Yes, all day long. No, just kidding. I was going to start a fight.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
Staging is important, I think, in all price points. And I think sellers, if you want to maximize your dollars, staging is the way to do it. Staging and paint.
Yeah, staging and paint.
Does wonders and...
Yeah, because people need to visualize what the home looks like. So when we're selling space and we're selling a lifestyle. So when that's why you don't want your personal effects in the house too much, like pictures, because people will walk in and then immediately they'll feel like they're in somebody else's house. But you put everything very generic and you try to stage. When we stage, we have professionals come in, interior designers who know how to create more space and make it so when a buyer comes in, they have an immediate emotional connection to the house and they can visualize their life there and not like, oh, there's no room for the TV. That's why the couch is blocking the fireplace and the TV's on that one. No,
Are you talking about our listing?
One of our listings. Yeah. No. We don't want to highlight that. So you highlight these, you set up conversational spaces, warm, cozy spaces, and make sure there's lots of room. And it looks like a show home. And you want people to come in and go, oh. And then that way they don't notice some of the other things. Maybe it needs paint.
Well, and that's why I tell my contractor, like my flippers, is when you put staging, it covers up the imperfections. Whenever you go into a house that was just renovated, people expect 100% everything's going to be right.
Yeah, that's true. So. And staging creates that wonderful, like we said, emotional connection. Now, virtual staging. I have a real problem with virtual staging.
Because it all looks the same.
I
It's
can get
fake.
heated about that.
And the freaking chairs are taller than the lamp.
Well,
or
and
the
here-
lamp is taller than the chairs.
It is so deceiving, and I can't see what the room looks like because I'm looking at these stupid graphics of furniture that doesn't even go in the house, and it's like a Barbie house or something. And I just want to see what the room looks like. I'm like, okay, if you were too cheap to get real staging, then just don't get any staging and let me see what this floor plan actually looks
One
like.
of my listings has virtual staging.
Well, you need to stop that, Anthony. Take that down today.
Something that I did was virtual staging, then the next picture is not staged.
Well, I
Same
hate
picture.
that. No, I hate it's so distracting because
Okay,
then
well,
I'm
Barbara
like, oh,
hates
this looks like a Barbie Malibu house, and like one of the historic houses I was looking at.
Well,
It's historic, and it has
I think
like
the
I don't
Church
know.
Street has virtual staging, right?
No, that's real staging. They just have had it on the market so long that furniture has moved in and out of that one.
That it's ancient and it's antique now.
Yeah, they had all of this like very modern furniture in the 1907 dilapidated house in Smithville that when you walked in, you were like, oh, no. And the virtual staging was very distracting and made it look a lot better than it was.
Yep.
So I find it to be very, very distracting.
Oh, that's the one you sent me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you've been in that house.
Yep.
You know it doesn't look like
No.
that. Yeah. So in some ways, it can also be very deceiving, I think. So I think we need to get rid of all virtual
Let
staging.
me delete it from my listing right
Yeah,
now.
you do it. And there are certain homes we shouldn't stage, right? I mean, we do agree on that.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a house where,
Like you're not going to get the return from it or...
well, it's such a hard house. Like, one in particular, they wanted me to stage, and I'm like, no, I'm not staging this. The house had been lived hard in for 20 years. Mm-hmm. It was very, very large. It's extremely dated, and they weren't willing to do anything at all. So, and I pay for staging for my clients. So that's something that I pick up. That's part of my that's part of my
Not
listing.
all the time.
All the time.
Well, it depends now.
Well, maybe. I don't know. The jury's still out. But I wasn't willing to put an investment of about, $4,000 if they weren't willing to put an investment
So the
in.
return,
So the return wasn't there. And I honestly think staging would have made it would have highlighted it
the bad.
that it was even more of an awkward house to try to put furniture in and make cozy.
Yeah, I could see that.
So there are certain
you sell
houses.
it?
Yes, it took a long time. And then sometimes if it's a certain price point, like a really, we're under 3. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to stage under 3. Yeah. I'm just going to make sure it looks clean. Yeah, sellers could, but a lot of times they don't have that room because they have to net what they need to net. Yeah. So, okay, this is our third hot take. So we're for staging, and we hate virtual staging.
Ish.
Okay. Okay, here's our third hot take. New homes are overrated. Give me a solid, outdated house anytime.
Yes.
Fight me on this.
I think we agree. Give me an outdated home.
No.
Oh,
wait, no, that is what we're saying.
I was like, you want a new home?
I do agree with you. Don't fight me on this.
She doesn't even know what she likes and what she doesn't. She just wants Bravo.
I just wanted some drama. Like, disagree with me. We agree with everything.
Will.
Everything we agree on.
Well, I want a new house now.
Okay, now you want a new house. Oh, you have no style. You just want a big white box.
I do. 3 stories with steep stairs. Please.
So, yes. But I bought my last 2 houses before this one were new construction. Okay. And the reason, it was just one of them we got to build ourselves, and it was kind of semi-custom. Mm-hmm. And so that was such a fun process. So I do think, once in your life, it's nice to do that.
Because that's more custom. Like, whenever I think of new home, I think of a Lennar, a D.R. Horton.
But I'm telling you, that was the most poorly constructed house out of all of the homes we've owned. And it was one of the most expensive.
Crazy.
And it was built during COVID, so I'll give it that.
Don't give it that.
But our Lennar house that we had in Cedar Park, like back in 2005, was built better than this beautiful, very expensive custom home on an acre.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so there is something to be said for that. Yeah. I mean, when the wind blew, the house would creak. It shouldn't be creaking like that.
Did you put that on the seller's disclosure?
Oh, shoot, no. Oops.
There's no defect. There's no defect.
There's no defects. It just wasn't as built as nicely as it could have been.
No,
but no,
it was for stability.
Yeah. Well, and I actually called the builder about it, and they said, how come the house creaks so much when the wind blows? And he said, oh, no, it's supposed to do that. And I'm like...
So you don't need to disclose anything.
I'm like, I'm not really sure it's supposed to do that, but okay. But yeah, there was a lot of things that we ended up having to repair on it. And we shouldn't have. It was a brand new home.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have. They put no GFCIs in. We had to put those all in. They forgot to put a vent in the casita roof.
Oops.
So we had to put that in. It was just, it's nuts. And when I had my Caballo house in Caballo Ranch built by MI Homes, love that builder. And I almost went to work for MI Homes several years ago when I have these moments in real estate. You know this, you have them too, where I'm quitting. I'm done. I'm getting out of jail.
Or we go to other
I'm breaking out. Yeah, I'm like, that's it. I'm done. This is what I'm going to do. And so I was interviewing with MI. I got the job. And I was about to cross over into the other world, and with a set hours and a steady paycheck.
Yeah, but you don't have set hours as a new home.
No,
that's a lie too.
That is really a lie. And so I was talking to the VP of sales, and yeah, you do. I was talking to the VP of sales, and he said, I cannot build the house that you live in now for the same price at all. Not even like the same price. He's like, I can't build that house anymore. He said, I wish I could, but I just don't have access to those materials and all of that. He's like, we used to be able to build such a solid home. And not saying that they're not building a solid home now, but it's just not to that same caliber that the older homes were.
Yeah.
And so really, when you're looking at some of these homes pre-COVID, they are built so solidly. So
well, just go to a lumber store.
Yeah.
You can tell a big difference from between before COVID and then after.
Yeah.
Just quality of lumber.
Quality of lumber, yeah. And so it's very interesting, but I would say new homes are great in many ways, and they have their place, and not all of them are built poorly at all. That's not what we're saying, but there's something to be said for a nice old, 1975 gal.
I literally was going to say 1975 or 70s.
That's me. I'm personifying the house to be me. But, there's something to be said for old construction. It's quality, and you can always come in and make those homes your own. But, the other side to that is getting contractors to come out and do work on houses right now is really, really hard. And it's expensive. Yeah. So, the good, the bad, but fight me on this. I think an older home is better.
Yep, I do too.
Okay, fourth hot take. Zillow has made buyers worse at buying homes.
Yes.
Yeah, we both agree. Like we haven't been able to fight each other on anything, but maybe
except when Barbara says lies.
When I say lies, except for maybe our listeners. Maybe our listeners are like, no, that's not true.
True.
And now we're going to tell you why it is true.
Yeah, because we're always right.
So Zillow, in your opinion, how has Zillow made buyers worse?
I think it gives them way too much information. That might be inaccurate, might be accurate. Nobody knows. Nobody knows where the data comes from.
Well, that's because we're a non-disclosure state.
Yeah. Well, but also, like the flood zones, the schools, they have all those data points or old pictures.
This is true.
And as realtors, we have no control over that as a listing agent.
We don't. We do not. Yeah.
And what are we supposed to do if it has, like, one of my clients keeps telling me Zillow has the wrong number of bedrooms?
Good luck trying to get anybody on the phone to answer your question. And you are, as a list agent, you are a prisoner to what Zillow does with your listing. Yep. Whether they choose to show it, because that's a whole thing. Yep. If they get wind that you put the house on private exclusive, or you put it on some avenue coming soon, they will not put your house on Zillow.
Yep.
And then that's almost like it's a death nail to visibility. So many people use Zillow. And so we have such little control as listing agents. And really, sellers should know that they are a huge monopoly that are trying to control what homes are seen.
And how you see them and how you interact with them.
Yeah.
And they have Zillow Showcase that will show that property over any other property.
And that's just
because
paid
the agent
for.
paid for it.
Yeah, the agent paid for
So
it.
they're forcing you to look at what you're looking at. Sorry,
Yeah.
we're going off into a tangent.
No, but that's what makes them worse buyers is because what they're seeing is very controlled by a corporation.
Yep.
And so they're missing other homes by just focusing on that search engine and that avenue. And also, certain homes are getting showcased and put in front of them just because
they paid money.
they paid $650.
Or they send them leads.
Yeah, or they send them leads.
Yep.
Exactly. And so I think that's definitely affects the variety, the true inventory. And then you're right, since Texas is a non-disclosure state, we don't disclose when a house closes what it sold for. Other states do, so then Zillow will be a little bit more accurate there.
Yeah.
But it's just a guess. It's a Zestimate, a guesstimate. And the Zestimate is never really in the range. And I get people who will send me Zillow so I'll get a seller who will say, "Oh, I'm sending you comps," and I'm like, "Oh, really? Okay, so why'd you hire me? But okay, send me your comps. This will be great." And then they send me Zillow comps, and I'm like, "Okay, first of all, that isn't even in the same school district. That is on a golf course. You are not on a golf course, and you don't have a pool. Anyway." I digress.
And they actually gave $50,000 in closing concessions,
right? That you didn't see, and those aren't what they close. Yeah. So anyway,
so Zillow makes buyers worse.
They do. They makes it worse because they
And
don't.
I think it goes with other online platforms too, not just Zillow.
No,
but,
yeah,
but
yeah.
there's
And then you also have decision fatigue because you're sitting there and you're
it's like dating, left or right.
You're looking at all these houses and you're looking at all these areas and you start searching on the map. Oh, what's over here? Oh, what's over here? And then it's like Little Red Riding Hood. Yeah. You're looking, you were in Austin and now you're in Brenham.
Yeah.
And you're like, I want to go look at this house in Brenham.
And then you're in Lockhart.
and you're in Lockhart, and you're like, but I have to be at work in Austin, and it's only a 2.5 hour commute. I think that's perfect.
And I got to be in office 8 days out of the week.
And so by the end of a Zillow scrolling session, people are completely overwhelmed on what they can afford, where they should live, what's in their price range, what's close to work. And you just get to where you just put it down and you go, I can't even think about that right now. I can't think about it. I don't even know where to begin. And it's just because you got down this weird Zillow rabbit hole. It's sort of like when I plan vacations. Like I'll start planning the vacation and then I'm like, oh, and then I'm like done. I can't do it anymore. I'm like, we are going here and then we're going here and then we go here. And I'm like, I just need a travel agent. Can we just get a travel agent again?
With my maps go booked.
Can we bring back a travel agent where I can be like, I want to go somewhere fun and this is where I want to go. Book it all for me. Get me a car and then
give me the itinerary.
And give me the itinerary. I miss a good old classic travel agent.
And they're coming back.
Well, I hope so.
Yep.
And Blockbuster needs to come back too. I'm just going to say that.
Going to get a Friday night movie with a box of candy that I don't need.
Yes.
And the popcorn that was in the skillet thing.
And then I'm gonna text my travel agent and say, plan me a vacation. I want old school life. But so I'm just saying.
We're going to House in the Prairie.
Yeah. So Zillow is part of that
whole.
And then, gosh forbid, you hit tour. Because
what happens when you hit tour?
When you hit tour, you go into a crazy call cycle. You're did you ever see that? So I did see this SNL skit where it was, who's that guy? Who's from Schitt's Creek?
Schitt's Creek? Dan Levy?
Yes.
Or was
the son. See, again, I don't know things.
I don't remember.
Anyway, he's with Homes.com. He's the spokesperson for Homes.com. Anyway, he's talking about like Zillow and it's like a porn, like you're like, oh, talk to me with your 2 bedrooms, half bath. Like he's just going, and look at all this room to grow, like it's just like totally reading it like it's some sort of sexy ad or something. And then it says like, if you really, get serious, you can click tour, and then on the other line it's like, hi, this is Barb. Would you like to see a home? That one's not available, but I got another one for you. And he's just like, thanks. And then she calls right back. It's
like the people in
and that's exactly what happens. So as soon as you hit tour, you are connected with Barb on the other line
from ABC
who will sell you a home. And there's certain brokerages that are Zillow brokerages. Yep. And there's agents who pay for the Zillow leads. And the thing is that the buyers think they're contacting the list agent or somebody affiliated with that listing, and really they're just getting routed to an agent who's a leads agent who's going to pick them up and, you know, go meet them at this house. And then if they kind of go, oh, panic and say, I didn't really mean to do that, they will hammer that person. So the rule is, because I've worked for Zillow brokerages before, you have to contact them 3 times a day for 3 weeks.
Insane.
And sometimes do double callbacks.
Nope.
So you will get hammered.
That's not me.
So if you really need to see the house, just reach out to a realtor who will
and you can vet
help
them.
You
can go online. You can look them up.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
so you don't go into this Zillow leads funnel where you're assigned to an agent who will hammer you, and then if you don't work with them, you go to a leads pool where where their inside sales will hammer you, and then when it does come time to actually buy a house, they're going to push their lender on you to use because there's rewards and benefits for it. So really, it's not in the best interest of the consumer. And yes, Zillow, come after me. Fight me on it.
Let's do it.
I might have just lost my license for all this, but I said
our license is...
yeah, I said it.
They
they
don't rule us.
They don't rule us. They try. But yeah, there it is.
Yep.
Okay, I said some hard stuff about Zillow.
It's fine.
But that is the reality of what it is when you call. And I don't think it's fair that the consumer doesn't know that.
And I also don't think that it's fair that the consumer doesn't know that whenever they get connected with one of their brokerages, that Zillow gets a big chunk of the commission.
That's true too.
And so it's not fair to the realtor, to the seller, to the buyer, to anybody, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's definitely a benefit
to Zillow as a company.
And I think the consumer is the one who's getting who's missing out on all of it.
And I think there should be disclosures about it.
I think there needs to be disclosures about it. It's
a
monopoly.
Who are we?
Yeah. Okay, so it's game time.
Yay.
Okay. Pricing it, okay? Is this strategic pricing or is this sabotage pricing scenario? And we only have 3 of these.
Okay.
Listed high to leave room to negotiate later.
You said listed high. Sabotage.
Sabotage. Yes. There was this old school belief that happened back in the 1800s where you would list high to sell, to negotiate. And that's not really true, 1800s. But
I was like, you know your history.
No, I was actually making a joke.
Back in the day when Zillow.com.
We haven't in this market, especially in Austin, listing high to negotiate down to the price you want.
You won't get people in.
It hasn't worked in 20 years.
Nope.
And it's not going to. And then the other one is price right at the market, day one, knowing that markets can shift.
Yes, strategic.
That's strategic.
Yep. And being ready.
Yes, sorry, I got a tickle in my throat. And being ready to pivot. Okay, and here's the other one. Start low and create value and potentially a bidding war.
Strategy, because it only works in certain situations.
And it can blow up on you.
Yep.
It can sabotage you, but
there's one agent in Austin that will list it like 30% under market value on all his listings. And they all have 10 offers on them.
But do they get to the market value?
I really don't. Yeah. I don't think so.
Yeah. So it is a very
because whenever a buyer comes in, telling a buyer in this market that we need to go 100,000 over list price,
it's tough.
They're going to look at me like I have a third eye.
Right. And sometimes it's a good strategy, but sometimes it's like, okay, you get all these offers in. All your 10 offers are coming in at your list price. That's not listing it low. That's telling you where the market value is.
Yep.
And you have to be prepared for that. And sometimes people aren't prepared for that.
Yep.
But, all right.
Well, awesome.
This is great.
This wraps up our studio sessions.
Our studio sessions, yes. And until...
Well, not wraps them up, but...
No, just our first sessions, yes. So until next time, thanks for joining us.
Yes.